Hello everyone. This is going to be my first foray into the world of ASMR. Just as a sort of preface, unfortunately, because I am devoid of so-called high caliber equipment, unfortunately that means that my production values of my videos are probably going to be a bit on the low side. Nevertheless though, I hope you enjoy them for what they are, and most importantly, that they are able to induce the tingles and effects which are desirable to you. This one, as the title implies, is going to be me recounting a few stories. The first of which I have is I was in Spain for approximately 2 years. Yeah, 2 years, from 2003 until 2005. And now, being 6 years old at the time, 2003, I was open to, at that time is turbulent enough when you're, in your own country, but when you're an English person, English kid, in a Spanish school, you really are open for a lot of, attack, well not attack per se, but making fun of, shall we say. But anyway, that's not the base of my story here. The real salient bit is that there was this one Spanish boy, who was actually my friend, called Paco. What Paco did, of course, was we were making Easter egg baskets. We had to cut out this sort of like this card. He did it completely wrong. So when he showed the teacher it, the teacher, to say that he was infuriated would be a colossal understatement. As soon as Paco handed the teacher that card, the teacher's reaction was like, "No!" Needless to say, that had me going for a long while after that. It was all I could think about. The hilarity of it all was truly something, and something I will never forget to this day, 13 years later. Let's see what other stories we've got going on. Some stories for you wonderful people. Oh, I've got another one. Here it is. Fast forward to year 8, which I believe is the US equivalent to 7th grade. So I'm in year 8, and I have this music teacher who, needless to say he's eccentric, wouldn't even scratch the surface of it. This man's voice was literally like, "Okay class, today we're going to be talking about the Gnome by Mussorgsky." Very comedic. Oh, but what's more comedic is how he shouted. It was literally like, it was the most shrill yet humorous voice you could ever hear. It was like, "Oi, sit down, get off there now!" Oh, it really made for some comedy. He actually, I kid you not, right, he was standing by the door once, instructing us to clean up, and he actually called us faggots. I'm not joking. He said, Shut up, you faggot kids!" Oh, it makes me laugh just thinking about it. Anyway, yeah. And there was this one boy, this one pupil, mischievous pupil, named, I'm not going to say his name, okay, let's just call him Rick, to conceal his identity here, alright? So Rick always laughed whenever this teacher screamed, and so did I. But one time, Rick, we were each given laptops in music. We were instructed to go on this program called Dance EJ. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially a program whereby you can create your own music with the use of narration and instrumentation. You can sort of shuffle it around and pick instruments to your liking. Anyway, so Rick decides it's a brilliant idea to go to YouTube, where he will type in the Japanese version of Crash Bandicoot 2 theme. So he does that, and as soon as that theme plays, the very instant it plays, this teacher runs over, picks up the laptop, and throws it across the classroom at breakneck speed. It was the most surreal, yet hilarious thing I'd ever seen in school. It was hysterical. Oh, and that's not all. That's not the end of it. Because Rick, after this happens and the teacher goes, "You're supposed to be doing this, not this Crash and a Bandicoot crap." Rick, he sat there on his desk like this. And I shit you not, as he's laughing because why else would he be concealing his face? There are puddles of tears on the desk. Yes, really, there are puddles of tears on the desk, growing wider and wider. Eventually, Rick was forced to remove his wrists from his face, which of course revealed tears streaming at such a speed. His face was bright red, and yeah, he was still crying, with laughter of course. And he was actually sent outside the classroom, because obviously of his behaviour. Oh, but needless to say, it was a hilarious day. It was. You literally had to have been there to really get the full scope of hilarity. Oh, what other stories do I have for you? Bear with me. I've got them. I've got this. Oh, here's another topic. Those of you who, for the uninitiated, there is this outdoor activity centre called Kingswood. You do activities like abseiling, climbing, fencing even, and a whole host of other activities. Anyway, the year is 2012, the month is August, and there's this roommate, because we have dorm rooms, sort of like a campus. This one boy called Amari, and Amari, he was a very funny lad actually, but he had one crippling weakness: spiders, insects, and daddy long legs. So of course, once we found this out, Alex and I, Alex is another one of our roommates at the time, we hatched a plan. What we were going to do was, we were going to get a container, pick up the insects, put them in, quickly shut the lid, and then, to avoid arousing any suspicion, we cleverly sneaked into the dorm room and then unleashed them. Needless to say, when Amari returned, he freaked out majorly. The very instant he spotted those insects, he was thrown into the most hysterical state of panic that you could ever witness on a person. He was on the brink of tears. It sounds a bit sadistic really, but that's what happened, and I found it funny, and so did Alex. That was a good... I enjoyed that. It was a good holiday overall at Column Ending. Food was good. I liked the food. It was healthy. There's a lot of people claiming that on the reviews of Kingswood that they actually lost weight. I probably gained weight myself. Only because while I was there at this particular time, we got cake because it was someone's birthday. So yeah, you can imagine we all had that. But I think the food itself is healthy. They do have chips though, and the like. But yeah, overall it was good. It was good. Stories, more stories. Hope you enjoyed that one. Oh yeah. It pains me to say, but this is probably going to be the last story I'm going to recount for this video. Only because I'm so strapped of them at the moment, so forgive me, this is the most I can muster. Anyway, let's backtrack to my school life. The year is again year 8. And my English teacher this time, it was the small things that he did. The small things. For instance, he would pull these sort of funny faces, like he'd do this underbite like this. When he was talking, he was going, "If you're talking right now, get out," and sort of stare at you. I think his facial expressions actually were very reminiscent of the irate gamer. If you, those of you watching, are familiar with, in terms of his the way he put his facial expressions. But this one time, this English teacher, somebody was a kid was fiddling with his pen. He was just sat on the desk, twiddling with it, bored. And so this teacher, he bangs on the table, snatches the pen, and throws the desk back. It played out like this. This kid, he was overcome with silent crying. After this happened, he was just there, frozen, with a crying face. It was, but no sound came out. It was like this. Okay, but less fake, okay? After that, he became my favourite teacher. This incident, of course, occurred before the laptop throwing incident. But those were funny teachers, really. Well, let's suppose that wraps it up for this video. Hopefully, if it goes well, I will see you again for another ASMR video where I will do something a bit different. But as I said, production values are not great. But hey, I'm trying, right? Most importantly, I hope that I have instilled at least some effects, tingles, that you come here for, obviously. With that, I shall hopefully see you soon.